Hello children, how are you all? Welcome to another session of digital classes. Do you remember what did we discuss in the last class? We have discussed about the surface of moon and its phases. So, look into this picture children. We have discussed about the different phases of moon. Now, in the continuation of the lesson, we will be studying about solar system. Solar system contains sun and its planets. So, the name of the lesson is stars and solar system. So, we will be studying about stars also. Stars, where are they found? They are found in the sky, in the universe. So, our stars are a part of universe. Now, what is solar system? Solar system, the name itself tells us that sun and its family. Sun is also a bright star. So, we will be studying about all these things in this lesson. So, before going into the topic, let us first look into what is lunar eclipse. If you look at this picture children, you will be seeing three celestial bodies. What are they? Sun, earth and moon. Children, you know that sun is present at the center. It is a star, it will not move. But what is earth and other planets doing? Earth and other planets are revolving around the sun, and like that moon is a natural satellite of earth. What is moon doing? Moon is also revolving around the earth, and in this process when earth comes in between sun and moon, you can see a shadow of earth falling on the moon, and that dark region what you are able to see here is due to the shadow formed by the earth which is falling on the moon. Now, this dark part is called as umbra, and if you see the sun rays are slightly getting darken here, and because of this here there is a region called as penumbra formed. And now when moon comes totally in the umbra region, here because of this you cannot see the moon. Why? Because as you know, moon is a non-luminous body, so sun's light should fall on the moon. But here due to the presence of earth in between sun and moon, sun's light is not falling on the moon. Though it is a full moon day, moon cannot be seen by the people, and this is called as lunar eclipse. Lunar means moon. On full moon day you cannot see moon, you can see a dark shadow of earth falling on the moon. So, we call it as a lunar eclipse. Now, this lunar eclipse can also be picturized like this. You can see this is sun, the sun's rays are not falling on the moon. This moon is exactly present in the umbra region. So, you can see a shadow formed on the moon because of the earth, and so you cannot see the moon. A dark circle is formed on the moon, and that is why we cannot see the moon, and this is called as a lunar eclipse. Now, let us see types of lunar eclipse. Here we have three types of lunar eclipse children. We have total lunar eclipse, partial lunar eclipse and penumbral lunar eclipse. In total lunar eclipse, you can see moon is exactly in the umbra. That means the whole shadow of the earth is falling on the moon, isn't it? So, you cannot see the moon, and that is why we call it as a total lunar eclipse. Now, here in the partial lunar eclipse, you can see even moon is revolving around the earth. Here this is the moon, some part of it is present in the penumbral region and some part of it is present in the umbral region, and so half of the moon is seen and half of the moon is not seen. So, this type of lunar eclipse is called as partial lunar eclipse, and the third type of lunar eclipse is penumbral lunar eclipse. Now, in this you can see that moon is completely in the penumbral region. So, here moon passes only through the partial shadow, and that is why sometimes the moon becomes red. So, these are the three types of lunar eclipses. Now, let us go to solar eclipse. Now, solar means the shadow of the moon is falling on the earth, so a part of sun is not visible by the people living on the earth in the daytime. Now, when does it occur? It occurs on a new moon day, and the reason is when earth is revolving around the sun, and meanwhile when moon is also revolving around the earth, and in this process when moon comes in between earth and sun, you can see that the shadow of the moon falls on some part of the earth like this, and you can see this dark region where the complete shadow is formed is called as umbra, and this part of the region is called as penumbra. So, as you can see, when sun rays are directly falling on the earth, this half part of the earth we can see it's daytime, and this part of the earth it is actually in night time. So, in the daytime when suddenly it becomes dark because of the shadow of moon falling on the part of earth, then that region cannot see sun, and then we call it as a solar eclipse. So, why is solar eclipse formed, children? When moon comes in between sun and earth, the shadow of moon falls on a part of earth, and then that region becomes dark even in the daytime, and then that part of the people cannot see the sun, and so we call it as a solar eclipse. Now, solar eclipse is also of three types, children: partial, annular and total. So, in total lunar eclipse, as you can see, the whole sun is not seen. That means the shadow of the moon is completely covering the sun. Here in this total solar eclipse, the moon is exactly in the umbra, and that is why the shadow is completely falling on the sun, and the people living on the earth cannot see the sun, and so we call it as total solar eclipse. Now, in annular solar eclipse, you can see a ring is formed. That means here the moon is coming between the earth and the sun, but here it is not completely covering the sun. You can see a ring formed. So, in this solar eclipse, we can see a ring of sun. So, this part of solar eclipse is called as annular solar eclipse. Now, in partial solar eclipse, you can see that the shadow of the moon has partially covered, partially falling on the sun. So, only a part of sun is not visible to the people living on the earth, and that means here the moon is present in the penumbral region. So, we call it as a partial solar eclipse. So, let us see the difference between solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, children. Solar eclipse, that means the shadow is not allowing the sun to be seen by the people on the earth, and in lunar eclipse, here the shadow of the earth is not allowing the moon to be seen by the people of the earth. So, solar eclipse is formed when moon comes in between earth and the sun. So, people living on the earth cannot see sun, and in lunar eclipse, as earth is coming in between the sun and the moon, earth's shadow is falling on the moon, and so people living on the earth, this part of the earth cannot see the moon. Now, solar eclipse occurs on a new moon day, lunar eclipse occurs on a full moon day. So, these are the difference between solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. Now, what are these, children? These are stars. In the night time, you can easily see stars if the sky is not polluted, if the sky is clear, not covered with the clouds, and if it is not polluted, then you can easily see stars. So, what are stars? They are celestial bodies present in the sky, in the universe. They emit their own light and heat, and sun is an example. This is the nearest star present to the earth. Stars emit light of their own. The stars appear to move from east to west because of the rotation of the earth. So, although stars are always present in the sky, but are only visible at night due to the absence of sunlight. So, only in the night time we can see stars. Why? Because sun is a bright star present very close to the earth, and so we can see only the sun's bright light in the daytime. and stars which are present very far from the earth, their light is seen as only a sparkling light. And so in the daytime, as the sun's light is covering their brightness, you cannot see stars in the daytime. But in the night time, as the sky becomes dark, due to the absence of sun's light, those twinkling stars can be seen, and due to the reflection of light, we can see bright twinkling stars in the night time. So in the daytime, you cannot see the stars because of the presence of this bright sunlight, and in the night time, you can easily see stars because of the dark sky. Stars appear as points as they are millions of kilometers away from us. Stars twinkle as their light gets refracted in our atmosphere. So you can see that stars keep twinkling because of the reflection. Why the light gets refracted? Because it has to travel so many kilometers as the stars are present very far from us. Now pole star. Pole star is a star which is located in the north of the earth, north pole of the earth, and that is why we call it as a pole star. We also call pole star as Polaris. Its position is always fixed. It seems to be fixed. It is not moving actually. All the other stars, we say that they keep moving. Actually, they are also stable. They are not moving. But here, pole star, as it is present exactly above the north pole of the earth, we feel that it is not moving. It can be traced using a constellation Ursa. Now, in this picture you can see this is a Ursa Minor constellation and this is the Ursa Major constellation, and very close to the Ursa Minor constellation you can see Polaris. This is a pole star. Now, how can you say that the pole star is not moving? Just look at this picture, children. Exactly on the axis, north axis, you can find the pole star. So, people living everywhere on the earth, you feel that the pole star is always fixed at the north, and this pole star will help the navigators to find the north pole, north direction on the earth. Now, let us go to the constellations. Constellation means a group of stars that form a recognizable shape in the night sky. Mainly navigators, children, they used to draw imaginary lines by connecting these stars, and they made so many beautiful images. Now, here as you can see, they made a shape of lion, they made a shape of Orion, like that, and they have given a few names also for each constellation like Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, Orion, Leo. Let us see some examples. The position of stars keep changing as seen from the earth's surface. Apart from the pole star whose position is fixed, as I told you, Ursa Major can also help us to locate the pole star. Ursa Major, as I told you, it is a constellation which is made by joining the stars. So, children, this is a Big Dipper constellation. It is like a symbol of swastik. It is formed by joining the stars in the sky. Now, this you can see, this is also a constellation. This is also made by joining the stars. Now, you can see this is an imaginary image of lion which is made by joining the stars. Now, this is a Cassiopeia constellation which is made by joining the stars. Now, this is an image of Orion. It is like a person holding a bow. We call it as Orion constellation. You just see, children, by just joining the stars, you can see that this person is wearing a dress, his hand is holding a bow, and these are the arrows. Children, coming to the next topic, galaxies. Now, in this picture you can see different shapes of galaxies. What is a galaxy? Galaxy is a group of stars. It can be elliptical, spiral, irregular. We have different names given by the scientists, astronauts. So, you know where is our sun located? Our sun is located in the Milky Way galaxy, and its distance is approximately 100,000 light years. You know what is a light year, children? It is the distance travelled by the light in 1 year. What is the speed of a light? The speed of the light is 3 lakhs kilometer per second. In 1 second, the light can travel a distance of 3 lakhs kilometer. And then imagine, for 1 day, we have 86,400 seconds. So, imagine, multiply it and calculate it, what is the distance travelled by the light in 1 day, then calculate it for 30 days in a month, then calculate it for 365 days of a year. Now, this is a Milky Way galaxy. Our sun is a part of Milky Way galaxy. See, children, we have different stars present, and as you can see that these stars, they again have different planets also. So, as sun has 8 planets revolving around it, so this is also a type of galaxy. So, let us come to the solar system. Now, children, as I told you, this is sun, it has 8 planets revolving around it. What are the planets? The planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So, celestial objects means what? They are naturally occurring physical objects in the universe, in the cosmos. They are present outside the atmosphere. Example, sun, a bright sun, it is a star which is present very close to the earth, and moon. We can see these two celestial objects from the earth. What is sun? It is the nearest star to the earth. It continuously emits light and heat. It is the main source of heat and light energy for all the planets in our solar system. So, sun is a bright object which gives us continuously light and heat energy. It has 8 planets revolving around it. The planets are the celestial bodies that do not emit heat or light of their own. So, they are non-luminous bodies. They continuously revolve around a star in their fixed orbits, and the time it takes to go around the sun is known as the period of revolution. A planet also spins on its own axis, which is called as rotation. And why are we getting day and night, children? We are getting day and night because of this rotation. So, any planet, if you take our earth, it rotates in its own axis and it also revolves around the sun. So, for completing one whole rotation, earth takes 24 hours. So, we get day and night. And then when it keeps on revolving around the sun and completes one revolution, it takes 365 days. 365, 1/4 day, and that is why we are getting a leap year for every 4 years. Children, what are the planets? The planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Children, earlier even Pluto also was considered as a part of solar system, but they have removed it as it was not completing one whole revolution circle around the sun. So, planets revolve around the sun in their own specific paths. Their imaginary specific paths, what we have considered that they are revolving. So, these paths are called as orbits. They are not exactly circular, children, they are elliptical. So, they complete one whole revolution in an elliptical path around the sun. So, these are called as orbits. So, for every planet you can find orbits around the sun. So, let us study in detail about the different planets starting from Mercury. Mercury is the first planet of the solar system. It is present very close to the sun. It is the nearest planet to the sun and also the smallest planet. Its orbit around the sun takes around 87.97 Earth days. The shortest of all the planets in the solar system is Mercury. It is seen like this. Children, this is a Mercury planet. Now, coming to the next planet, Venus, the second planet from the sun. It is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. As the brightest natural object in the Earth's night sky, you can see this Venus as a bright object in the night sky from the Earth after the moon. Venus can cast shadows and can be on rare occasions visible to the naked eye in the broad daylight. This is Venus. This is the way Venus is seen from the Earth's telescope. Coming to the third planet, our own home, Earth. Earth is our home. So, why Earth has life? Because of the presence of atmosphere. For life to develop, we need atmosphere and water. Why do we need atmosphere? To breathe in air, to give in to breathe in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. So, children, Earth is a third planet, so its temperature is also optimum and suitable for the life to survive. So, coming to Earth, it is the only habitable planet in our solar system. Life exists on Earth due to several optimal conditions like the presence of atmosphere and water. The Earth appears bluish green from the outer space as light from the landmass of the water bodies gets reflected. So, you can see as a blue color object because 71% of Earth is covered with water, and you can see this is the natural satellite of Earth. What it is? It is Moon. Earth has only one natural satellite. What is it, children? It is Moon. The Earth's axis of rotation is tilted, which causes seasonal variation. You can see that even the natural satellite Moon also keeps revolving around the Earth. So, from the Moon, if you see Earth, you can see it as a blue green object because most part of the Earth is covered with water. From the Moon, this is the view of the Earth. So, this green color part is our Earth. It is the land. Look at this video. See children, this Earth is rotating on its own axis, and because of this day and night occur. Now, when sun's rays fall on this part of the Earth, you can see that it brightly shines, and that means this is daytime. And the part which is present behind where there is no sunlight falling, then there we see a dark part, that means that is a night time. Fourth planet from the sun is Mars. This planet is called as a red planet. See here this children, this is the video related to Mars. Now, you can see this heavy object which is rotating on its own axis and revolving around the sun is Mars. It is seen as a red color object, and as it is present far from the sun, scientists they think that there is life because we can find some craters also, and there are some proofs also that there used to be water on this planet. So, as water was present, according to the scientists, they expect life on this planet. These are some images from the planet Mars. There were some craters also, and some images they have found through the telescope. They doubt that there was water, and when water will be there, of course, life also can be suspected on this planet. So, children, Mars is the fourth planet from the sun. It is often referred to as a red planet. It has two natural satellites. So, satellites are the objects which revolve around the planets. Now, coming to Jupiter, it is the largest planet of the solar system. It can accommodate around 1300 Earths, that means it is 1300 times larger than Earth. It has around 67 moons, 67 natural satellites. It has a big red spot which is gigantic storm that has been swirling for many years, which is twice as wide as Earth. So, you can see red big spot and this storm is continuously swirling around the planet, and these are the different satellites of Jupiter. You can see they are also huge natural satellites of Jupiter. And children, near this Jupiter we find small celestial objects called as asteroids. They keep revolving around the sun. They are large number of small celestial objects between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. They form a belt like thing between Mars and Jupiter. Now, you can see this is a belt of asteroid. It is present between Jupiter and Mars. Saturn. Saturn is the second largest planet in our solar system. It is unique as it has thousands of beautiful rings and it has large number of moons. These are the different types of moons, natural satellites of planet Saturn. It has around 62 known moons. So, you can see a beautiful ring around Saturn. So, you can easily recognize a planet Saturn. Now, coming to the last two planets, Uranus and Neptune. Uranus rotates from west to east. Its axis has a huge tilt which makes it look like it is spinning on its own side. Neptune is the 8th and the farthest planet in our solar system. It is the last planet. It has really strong winds which are more powerful than any other planet in the solar system. So, you can see Uranus like a bright blue color object, as it is having almost very cold breeze revolving around it. You can see Neptune as a bright blue object. So, this is Uranus and these are the different natural satellites of Uranus. This is Neptune. There are 14 moons of Neptune. They have been given names. Triton is the largest Neptunian moon. So, Mercury has 0 satellites, Venus has 0 satellites, Earth has only one natural satellite, one moon, Mars has 2 satellites, Jupiter has 69 satellites, Saturn has 62 satellites, Uranus has 27 satellites and Neptune has 14 satellites. Let us recall what we have studied, children. Stars are the celestial bodies that emit their own light and heat. Our sun is an example of star. The pole star is one star whose position seems to be fixed. All other stars seem to move around the pole star. Solar system has sun and 9 planets. Answer these questions, children. What are stars? Explain about solar and lunar eclipse. Write about 9 planets. Write about constellations. Okay, children, I hope you have understood the lesson. Please download the worksheets from SCERT website for better learning and good practice. Let us meet in another interesting session of digital classes. Thank you.